Hey everybody, my name's Alicia, and for those out there that do not know me, I first got my feet started in the industry working as a media and catering coordinator at a prestigious law firm to now working as a special events professional at a nationally accredited college. I first got my, outside of my professional experiences, I do host like my own social events such as baby showers, holiday parties, birthday parties, all types of gatherings like that. And I also help family and friends out with their gatherings, whatever it is that they're having. They usually turn to me, so that way I can give them tips and advice and inspiration, and also teach them how to stretch their budget out. So today's podcast, I will be talking about how to plan a wedding or event during COVID. This is a question that was asked to me on my Quora, so I'm going to answer it on here because I'm pretty sure if they asked me the questions, other people out there have the same question as well. And I like to do my lives without my face being on the screen just because I want you guys to really retain the information. Plus, it'll look like a great replay too, because I won't be over there talking, and I talk with my hands too, so I didn't want anybody to be distracted. So how do you plan a wedding or an event during COVID? So I'm going to give you 5 tips, so make sure that you write these 5 tips down. Again, because during COVID, the events industry has took a big hit, but that does not mean people are still not having smaller events. At the campus that I work at, we've had some pop-up events. We've had a drastic change to our department because we're not able to use tablecloths and stuff like that. That's just their policy. I'm not saying you can't do it, but just be mindful of some stuff, and definitely check your state's requirements for gatherings, and don't go over or exceed or try to move forward with larger events. Keep it as small as possible. Don't be upset if the most vulnerable people, such as elderly people and people that's pregnant, vulnerable, or people that have weak immune systems, choose not to show up. Make sure that you give them the option of even attending your wedding or event virtually. So set up a camera or something, and have it broadcasted through, so they're able to still enjoy the wedding or event from the comfort of their home, and they're safe. So definitely check your state's requirements, but do not rule out virtual too. Number 2, spread your chairs out. Use tablecloths. Then immediately after, if you're having a wedding and the reception is somewhere else, immediately have those tablecloths that you've had. The chair covers that you had at your ceremony. Make sure that those are completely snatched off the chairs and bagged up. And then, have another set of chair covers for the reception, and the same thing at the conclusion of the reception. Bag it up and then immediately wash it afterwards. Don't just have it lingering or sitting around. Immediately wash all that stuff up, tablecloths, all that stuff. I'm not saying you have to leave the ceremony to go do that. Just have everything separate, and as soon as you get to wherever, maybe you want to go to the laundromat or something and wash it, just make sure that you wash your stuff afterwards, immediately afterwards. And there are, even if you don't want to run your own washer and dryer or something, take it somewhere to get it washed immediately. There's 24-hour places. Don't have that stuff just sitting. So like I said, spread the chairs out, use tablecloths, then immediately bag them up and wash them afterwards. Number 3, have a mask and hand sanitizer basket with signage. Constantly remind your guests to keep 6 feet apart, wear your mask, hand sanitizer. And even if you wanted to break up a bigger basket and have like little mini baskets all around with different masks in there, hand sanitizer, your guests will definitely take it. Even if they don't use the hand sanitizer right then and there, they definitely will take it and have something to use after your wedding or event. So definitely keep that in mind. Do something like that, because that definitely be very, very, very helpful to your guests and their safety and stuff. Because people, we haven't seen each other in a year. Next month will really make a year for when everything kind of just really shut down. So we haven't seen each other. We haven't been around each other. We want to love up on each other. We want to hug each other and everything like that. So, keep them reminded that this is still out here and we still trying to figure it out and be able to get back to what we once were, when we can have everything together again and, hug up on our people and kiss up on our people again. But, while you're here during my event, this is what I would appreciate for everybody to kind of just keep safe. Number 4, this is optional. This is just my opinion. For food is to have stations, and seeing how you're going to have a smaller amount of people at your, in person, having stations and allowing your guests to kind of walk around for food versus them just sitting down at a bare table or standing in line at a buffet. And when I mean sitting down, waiting for the food to be served to them, especially if you want to have like a variety of food, have like stations, and you can either call maybe like 2 tables up at a time. But again, if it's like a smaller group of people, I think last time I heard, I don't know, it was like 10. So you can, have those 10 people kind of just move around to like certain like little stations like that, versus them just trying to stand in line for your food, because that's not going to be 6 feet apart at all. Even if you have signage on the floor, people are not going to see that, or they're not going to see it because they're going to be too busy talking and looking around and trying to figure out what the food is, and they're going to be all up on each other. So have them walk around, or have them get served, preferably, because I say have them walk around so they're not waiting for the food. Don't you hate that when you go out somewhere and then you have like other tables getting served and you're just waiting there for your food and everybody else has already started eating and stuff? So I'm a stations girl, so do you with the food, but just make sure that people are being safe. But I'm telling you, and if you do choose to have a buffet, have people serve your guests at that buffet. Do not allow your guests to touch the utensils and stuff like that, because you don't want the, people. I'm for that anyway. COVID or no COVID, your buffet should be other people serving. That's just me. I don't really, that's just me. That keeps it clean. That keeps the line moving. People aren't struggling for stuff. That's just me. I prefer to have people serve my buffet. So, but with the stations or the food venue, check with the venue, especially if they have catering involved. Check with your venue or the caterer to see how you guys can do this COVID safe. So that they already should have protocols in place for that anyway. So definitely have a discussion with them about that. And then number 5, do not have any open food out. I know some people like to have like a dessert table with the desserts out and open and let their guests grab and go. They have everything already prepackaged for them in a nice clear container, so that way they can see it and just be able to grab it, versus it just being out and open. And I'm for that anyway too. No COVID, no COVID. Food like that don't need to be left out. Or even if the cake or something is being cut in the back, have them put it inside of a clear container, because guests may not even want the dessert item right then and there. So have them put it in a clear container and give it to them that way. So, it's not out in the open. And then, they're walking past all these people they're walking past all these people with the open dessert out, and, all the germs and stuff is on it. And I'm for that's just me again. So those are my 5 little tips. I hope that you guys enjoyed this live. I hope that you took something from this live. I hope that you learned something. Decoration wise, you can still do your decorations and stuff like that, but just keep the in-person limited. You can still have an amazing time with the few people that you have in front of you, but don't shut down the option of virtual. So if you have somebody that calls you and says, hey, I really don't feel comfortable, attending, will this be live? Say, of course it will be. So, you can tune in on this platform at this time, and it will be, broadcasted that way. Make sure that you have some snacks and some drinks and stuff to really enjoy the moment. And, that's how we're going to vibe up for there, but no hard feelings. I understand. So, and don't make people feel guilty for not choosing not to come. So that's why it's good to get numbers before you move forward in your plans. Get RSVPs from people. And if you haven't heard back from anybody, contact them to see if they're coming or not, because this is crucial to see how many people are going to stay home. And why would you still move forward with the location if nobody's going to be coming? Or maybe you choose to still go to the location and still enjoy the moment, enjoy the scenery, and have people see the scenery, see what you booked and stuff like that. So as far as catering and stuff like that, it's all up to you at that point. But just get RSVPs, get your numbers, and see who's going to come out. And once you meet that state requirement, which I think is 10, that's it. You can't take no more. So you can join me at I'll be hosting it live. So that's another route that you can definitely take too. So I hope that you guys really enjoyed this podcast. I hope that you took something from this podcast. Click the link in the bio if you are interested in learning how to have a virtual event. I do have a masterclass on that. Just click the link in the bio and scroll down to events, and you will be taken onto the page where the class is given. Also, I haven't launched it just yet, but I did open up an Etsy store where I'm going to be selling some merch. Okay, I'm going to be selling some merch on there, some t-shirts on there. So definitely be on the lookout for that. Check out my podcast. I do that every week, Monday through Friday. You can also access that and listen to my previous podcast episodes just by clicking the link in the bio. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have a TikTok. But I didn't get the link onto the master link just yet. But if you are on TikTok, just look us up, Our Bear Wedding Boutique. And I will talk to you all tomorrow.